Hello and welcome back to the Canary Chat channel. Today we have another transfer update video. I know I only did one yesterday, but there has been some more breaking news today, as well as another friendly, which I think has kind of shaped up potentially some futures for the kind of current squad players. So let's get straight into the outgoings as we always do. So let's start talking about the friendly, because that will give context around some players. So Norwich has been playing NAC Brada. We've come away 2-0 win. Sargent with a very tidy finish early on, followed by a Sargent goal, which again, I think Sargent was extremely unselfish in that situation. He just a little knockdown, Sargent can then just sweep it in. Very nicely worked goal. But in general, game I thought first half especially really good. Second half we game managed really well. I thought Diallo looked really sharp. I thought Forson looked good. I thought Sargent looked sharp as well. Yeah, in general, I thought it was a very positive, friendly to have, with obviously the season just around the kind of corner. With the lineup, I believe it was Kovacevic and then it was Stacey. We played a 3/5 at the back, so it was Stacey and then it was Medic, Darling and Crescene, so preferred over Cordoba. We had Diallo playing left wing back. We then had Nunez right, and then Forson, Sargent, Sarge. So that kind of probably alludes to nearly our starting 11. I think Schlupp may or may not be around the left wing back role potentially, but I thought Diallo going forwards and back was superb. Crescene playing left centre back, very interesting ahead of Cordoba. But this is where it gets into kind of the admissions from the squad. So 3 players weren't even on the subs bench. That was Hills, Slimani and Duffy. Especially when we're playing 3 at the back, the fact that Hills didn't make the bench and Crescene was favoured left centre back ahead of Cordoba and McConville. Obviously it could just be we're looking to experiment, see if he can do a job there, but a little bit telling there for me that 2 centre backs and a midfielder were dropped and we had 2 goalkeepers on the bench. So for me, that screams Hills will be out on loan. Duffy is surplus to requirements, and Slimani, I imagine if we get a suitable bid, he will be off. So yeah, I think we've talked about a lot of people potentially being up for the chop soon. I think those 3 now probably confirmed. Marcondes was on the bench, and then yeah, Gibbs was on the bench as well. Those other names that can't be floated around potentially leaving, but the fact you're left out of well, the last game really before the season starts, it's really telling. So unfortunately I do think those 3 will go, and it's just a matter of time now before those kind of rumours start flying about. Just quickly, about 70% of the people watching this video are not subscribed to the channel. Set a very audacious goal of hitting 2,000 subscribers. It was going to be before the season starts, but we'll change that to the end of the window. So if you're enjoying these Norwich City updates, you want to come along on the journey, it's absolutely free to subscribe. So click the subscribe button down below. Josh Sargent news. So I've had a few comments saying that I've been a little bit negative around Sargent leaving. I would say I'm trying to be realistic, but we'll agree to disagree there. For me, it's better to prepare for someone to leave, and then if they stay, that's a nice problem to have. But I think if you then prepare someone to stay and they leave with a week or so left of the window, that's a lot harder issue to fix. So that's my mindset around it. But every day that Sargent's here is another day closer to the window shutting, and obviously Wolfsburg were a big suitor for him and that deal fell through. The other deal that's been talked about a lot, or the other club that's been talked about a lot, is Burnley. So the telling thing is that Burnley have supposedly agreed a deal for Armando Broja from Chelsea, and I can't see them going for 2 relatively injury-prone strikers. That would be absolutely ridiculous to be spending big money on 2 strikers that you might not get a full season out of. But yeah, this could mean the end of the Josh Sargent saga. Who knows? Maybe he does stay. Again, it's not. I try not to be negative around it. It's more being realistic of that he will probably go. He's a very good player, still be in the Championship. Brentford could be looking for a striker very soon as well. So it's not a definitive, but it does seem like one of the clubs that have been tracking him is now no longer going to be looking for a striker, which is a result for us. Now into the incomings. So obviously we've been heavily talking about Mirko Topic. Yet to be announced, medical was supposedly completed yesterday. He did his farewell message as well earlier on today. And the big telling sign was he was sat in the director's box watching the game. So that deal is basically done, sorted. We're just waiting now for the official Norwich confirmation. We do have a little bit of a record on this channel of talking it up and then next minute them announcing it. So if that is the case, more than happy with that. Crack on, basically. But yeah, we're just waiting for the official confirmation. He wouldn't have done the farewell message if the medical didn't go well. So that's really positive sign. Another midfielder coming into the fold. We've got that right, Kenny, Topic and Nunes. Kenny's injured, so obviously potentially we keep all four. I find it slightly hard to believe that we would, but there is a potential that we keep all four due to Kenny's injury. And if we can tie Nunes down to a contract, then that seems a sensible play. But there is a potential that he could be third choice rather than kind of in that starting lineup, which I'm not 100% sure if you'd want to be in that position. But Topic, all good to go. The bit of breaking news that we had regarding incomings, and this came absolutely out of nowhere. Someone did a tweet on X about an hour, I think, before it was officially kind of leaked, saying that X player has just had a medical. Can anyone confirm that it's true? The reason why people thought that could be a legitimate rumour was it was such a random player to pick. So it was Jovan Makama from Lincoln. He is a winger that can play on both sides and he can also play as a striker. His transfer value is around about the kind of £400,000 mark. This one, yeah, as I said, just completely came out of nowhere. He 38 games last year, 7 goals, 6 assists. So okay numbers, not outstanding numbers, but decent nevertheless. And Lincoln did when they announced their squad today, he was left out of the squad due to them officially confirming an EFL club had put a bid in and that had been accepted. Now, there was questions around him being 21. Would he be coming straight into the first team or the youth setup? Connor Southwell confirmed that he would be coming into the first team setup as well. So I don't really know what this means now for our approach going forward. So I don't think he's going to be an exact Sarge replacement because he's one of those versatile left, right and can play centrally. But we were after a Premier League loan. Does that mean we now don't go for a Premier League loan? If Sarge stays, do we not reinforce anymore? That's our attacking output. We'd obviously have then Diallo, Cernak, Sarge, Fitzgoran, in this case Makama, Forson can play there, Schwartau can play there, Marcondes can play in like a 10 role. Is that Jurasek as well, of course? Is that then us done attacking wise? And then if Sargent goes, that's when we'd reinforce? I think it potentially could be. I'm not sure with a loan now. I'm not sure who we're necessarily going after because I think they would have to potentially play like a second fiddle to the likes of Cernak and Diallo, for example, if they're wide players. And I just feel like our luck with getting loan players that maybe won't be pushing the first team squad isn't very good. I mean, Gordon, for example, last year was never really given a run at it and he was just returned. And I think I don't necessarily want to use a loan in that situation. I know obviously squad depths are important, but we've got youth players that can also fill in there as well. So it's not just like we're got nothing behind the scenes. We've got kind of Miles, I think, I'm really hoping can have a really good year once he's come back from his injury. He's a really exciting prospect that we could start kind of fitting into the squad. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that means for the approach. I think we are all expecting a versatile player like that to come in, but maybe not necessarily for squad depth, but to be pushing the players that we've already got. And I think Makama will be a squad player rather than pushing that first team setup. What I would say, Lincoln fans seem to think that very raw talent, and that if we can kind of coach them and train them in the right way, that we could be onto an absolute winner. They're talking that it should be a 7-figure deal. I can't see us reaching that far, but if that is the case, they seem to be like that's where they would be happy. So it's a positive sign that their fans speak of him in such a positive light. There is just that concern from them of like, actually he's raw, he's re-kicked on last year, but he's still a really raw talent. But we've obviously got faith in Liam Manning's the man to kind of coach those youth players and bring those through the setup. So I don't think we've got too much to worry there, and I think if we can drip feed him into the squad, that is exactly how we'll get the most out of him. So yeah, we thought we'd jump on today rather than wait another day because of that breaking news on Makama. If you've enjoyed the video, obviously leave a like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on the admissions of Hill, Slimani and Duffy, and what do you think their future holds there? And as always, if you want to support the channel and become a member, click the link in the description, and yeah, it'd mean the absolute well. But apart from that, we'll be back probably in a couple of days with another video, potentially another transfer update video. And yeah, enjoy your evenings. Football's nearly back, and we'll see you in the next one.